Hey, podcast fans. This week, I'm running down the top 15 comedy podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to keep these podcast recommendations coming. Welcome to What the Pod. I go by the name of DJ Tracy, your favorite pod mother and the undisputed queen of podcast recommendations. What the Pod is a podcast that recommends new shows for you to listen to. What's going on to everyone who's listening to me on Jam? Thank you so much for joining me today, and let's jump right into today's show. Coming in at number 4 on the comedy podcast charts. The Weird Place is an episodic sci-fi comedy adventure that will blow your mind. From manipulative aliens to time-traveling pirates, to a power-hungry madman with a magic globe, The Weird Place has no shortage of action-packed supernatural occurrences. Check out The Weird Place podcast today. Coming in at number 5 on the comedy charts. 2 Bears, 1 Cave. Weekly comedian best friends get together in the bear cave and do what bears do. Make each other laugh. Check out the 2 Bears, 1 Cave podcast today. Coming in at number 6, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. After 25 years at the late night desk, Conan O'Brien realized that the only people at his holiday party were people that worked for him. He realized that he had never made a lasting friendship with any of his celebrity guests, so he started this podcast to do exactly that. Free from FCC regulations, Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend is a weekly opportunity for Conan to hang out with people that he enjoys the most. Check out the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast today. Thank you so much for listening to What the Pod. If you like any of my podcast picks, then share my show with your friends. As always, click the link in the show notes to follow me on Spotify and listen along to these podcasts with me. Text What the Pod to 552266 to get your daily episode text right to you. Full episodes of What the Pod can be found on my YouTube channel. If you love me and you love my show, then give me 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'll check back in with you tomorrow where I'll have 3 new shows for you to listen to. Hey, podcast fans, do you like comedy, news, or true crime? The Shop Pod merch store has something that every podcast fan can enjoy. We've got AirPod cases, coffee mugs, blankets, water bottles, and so much more. Show your podcast pride or hook up the podcast lovers in your life with merch that you know they'll love. Visit shoppodmerch.com and use coupon code WTP to get 10% off your first purchase. The link to the store is in the description. Again, that's code WTP at shoppodmerch.com for 10% off your first purchase. Shop Pod Merch, the official merch for podcast fans. Hey you, thanks so much for listening to What the Pod. This podcast continues to grow because of people like you. If you like backstage access and longer podcast and chill episodes, then join the What the Pod fan club on Apple Podcasts. Membership is only $2.99 a month and 100% of the funds go right back into producing more content like this. I know you're a fan, so join the club exclusively on Apple Podcasts.